Okay, says we're live. So hello. Hopefully I have everything up correctly. But hello, how are we? Happy Wednesday. Happy All Hallows Eve, because Halloween is All Hallows Eve. So it's an Eve today. But also happy almost Samhain. And happy Wednesday. All the things. I think I've finished putting that new character into the 6 scenes that I wanted them in. At the moment, anyway, that's how many scenes I think I want them in. So I finished doing that. So now I'm kind of at loose ends. Because I could swap projects. And so I'm thinking about what I want to do for National Novel Writing Month or Rough Draft Challenge, however we want to do it. We're not really supporting the NaNoWriMo organization at the moment because they need to figure some things out. But National Novel Writing Month is still a thing. And so I was actually talking with some of my besties yesterday over a Zoom call, and we were talking about sort of like the weird notes that we write ourselves while we're in transit, or just like stray stray titles of things that we write down thinking that it's going to mean something to us later. So like I have one that just says not raising fish story. I'm sure I wrote that down when it was like just completely and utterly like half asleep, did not know what the heck I was doing. And then I have this, this was when I was playing with titles, and I came up with what I thought was a decent title, and then later I came up with a premise, I guess. So the title that I was working with was A Sanctuary of Witches and Death. And so I thought it was a decent title, kind of in line with a lot of the titles that are coming out now, but whatever, it's fine. So I have written in my notes that are very glowy. You can't see anything, sorry. A coven realizes that a religious cult, again with the secret cults and organizations, whatever, it's a favorite of mine. Anyway, so a coven realizes a religious cult is out to destroy death, and that would upset the balance of the universe. And somehow the cult has found an ancient artifact that allows them to track Death's avatar. So the avatar comes knocking on the door of the coven, demanding sanctuary and a way to break the artifact, or the avatar will make sure that the coven, who's descended, so the current coven members are descended from the ones that made the artifact, are the last ones that Death will claim before the cult does away with Death and the universe shatters. And then I have knocks on the door, a crow caws, knocks again, an owl screeching. What's next? A banshee. Karen, get the fucking door. Close enough. So I have no idea what the last like close enough was, but like I remember thinking, okay, well, so what are the different cultures' omens of death? Crows, owls, banshee type of screaming. Anyway, so that is, I'm thinking maybe my November project. Maybe. I also have a couple other notes that I could go through. I also have just like love oath of a warlock. I've lost everything else, but I can't lose you. Like, I don't know if that's really what I want to do, but yeah. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. So I have a couple other notes that I could go through and be like, is this a better idea? But that's the one that is like the most complete thought. But it does kind of harken back to, like, if you've read Pierce Anthony's On a Pale Horse, main character in there accidentally kills Death and so has to become Death to replace him, because the dead aren't dying and they should be, type of thing. And so yeah, so I'm thinking that may be my November project. But I also know that we have 2 days till November, today and tomorrow, and I am also very whimsical and could change my mind at the drop of a hat. So I don't know if A Sanctuary of Witches and Death is going to be the project for November, but I'm kind of thinking so. I think what I'm going to do today is go through some of my notes on my phone and in some of my books and see if for sure that's the project that I want to do a rough draft of in November. But yeah, I mean, does that sound interesting? Does it sound interesting to y'all, or is that just my brain going, ooh, yes, I would read this? Anyway, so there's that. Also, I should probably pull up the picture poll. So here is our pumpkin pirates. Your main character has encountered pumpkin pirates. Oh no, what is your main character going to do? A, ahoy, join the pirates. B, walk the plank in order to escape. C, steal the pirates' booty, not plural. And then D, spy on the pirates to collect evidence. So there you go. That is your picture poll. I can't talk today. Like my brain is like, should I do this project? Should I not? Anyway, so I also I ordered some more of the nylon thread that for the broom making. So I ordered a couple different colors of that. So I'm kind of excited for those to come. They should be here within like 3 or 4 days because I paid for priority shipping. And then the actual like sedge, what's what, broomcorn bristles. I don't know why. Anyway, so that should be here somewhere between Halloween and the 1st, is what it says. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what it says. So I will have more broom making supplies soon. Anyway, so that's update on crafty things. But how about you? How are you doing? Stacey says good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome. CB says hello. Just finishing dinner and watching a video. Then you'll be working. Excellent. Yes. Cool Gamer 2 says hey. Hello. Welcome. Nano the event. Whichever project you choose to do, right? Yeah. You started writing your not no rimo project today. You've written 208 words. Nice. Rebelling, getting a head start. Stacy says, I'm trying to finish my other stories so I can get back to my nano project from last year that you want to finish during this November. You love On a Pale Horse. It's a really good story. And I really like Pierce Anthony because he has this like strange perspective on a lot of things of like, he just has this knack for turning things on its head. And it's great. So like if you've ever read Ogre or want to read Ogre, that is one where like the puns are just constant from his Xanth series. But then also he takes concepts like if you think back to like the Green Knight story, as well as some of the like folklore of like a woman who is like ugly but smart and pretty but stupid. You know, you marry her, you give her a choice of what she wants to be, she'll meet you in the middle type of thing. That aspect of things, and he sort of twists it in a way. He keeps some of it there. So it's like it's just really fun how he weaves so many things together and yet still manages to have so many puns. If you love puns, please try Pierce Anthony's Xanth novels if you've not ever done so. They're great. Anyway, could just work on brainstorming the idea, right? Even if you end up changing it the day of. Yeah, so I could always come back to it later. If I fleshed it out a little bit, maybe I'll want to dive into it more. It does sound interesting. Okay, good. It's not just me then. Yay. Yay. Maz says, oops, forgot the hour change makes you an hour earlier from your perspective. Yes. And I don't think it does anything to y'all when, maybe it does. I don't know. When the US changes again, does that mess up how it should go back to normal, right? Or does it do a 2-hour gap? Then I don't know. Anyway, sorry, my brain is not working on the time, the time zone time change thing. But yeah, the US changes this Sunday, which I need to change my dry erase calendar for. But yeah. Lexus, hello. Just started to write a trilogy about demigods who are being used by the gods to get more powerful. Yes, I remember you wrote this premise, and it was great. I was like, yes, I would read this in a heartbeat. I remember you told us the premise one of the last times you were here. It was great. Yes, I'm excited about it. Kara says, it's cold here today. Ooh, but propane is expensive, so we're keeping the thermostat set at 55. You're sitting under an electric blanket, which should be cheaper than running a space heater. Yes. Also, I don't know whether or not in like sort of that range of temperature, whether or not natural fibers or synthetic fibers are warmer. I want to say natural fibers, but I could be wrong. But I think it has something to do with the wicking ability of the fibers, because synthetic fibers don't wick very well. Well, some of them don't. It'll be the same as last week. Okay, gotcha. I imagine it would be like normal time. Yeah, so that was what my first instinct was, and then I was like, wait, but then if we're also falling back, does that mean there's a 2-hour gap all of a sudden? Anyway, so yeah, okay, be normal. This is how well Jules does not do with time change. Stacy says to Kara, we are the opposite. It's almost warm enough for shorts and short sleeves today. And of course, your youngest is supposed to wear flannel to school. What temperature is it now? 75. But it was in the 50s this morning. So, yeah. It's kind of how things go. You're broke, so you can't afford to be picky. What you've got is what you got. Yeah. That's one thing. I kind of wish I had gone this summer to like the thrift stores around and hunted for like the off-season stuff, because you can always get sweaters cheaper in the summer. But yeah. Anyway. I have a friend whose mother is a fiber artist, has a loom in her house and everything, and creates the most gorgeous tapestries. But she was always on the lookout for sweaters in the thrift stores, and she would wash them, unravel them, wash them again by hand, and then wind them and dye them to her whatever she needed for that project. And I always found that fascinating. And I've come across a video kind of in the last, I want to say 3 to 6 months, about how sweaters are constructed. And so if you go to the thrift store to look for reclaiming yarn for that kind of thing, you have to look for specific types of seams at the armpit area in order to tell how it's constructed and whether or not you will get long, continuous yarn, or if it is cut. So yeah. Anyway, not that helps with no sweaters now, but just random information for you. Stacey says it's 73 here, and I'm several hours north of Jules. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's unseasonably warm, that is for sure. Um, okay. We pulled number 38, which is the lizard, which I think is super cute because it has little leaf vein wings, making it a little dragon. Here we go. There it is. So cute. Anyway, so we have the lizard. Dream the world into being is the main message. When was the last time you basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? The lizard appears when you are called to let your imagination flow and dream something new. Inspiration is available to you now if you are willing to slow down and let your eyes close a little, allowing ideas to dance in your head. What might come into being if you were to pursue your dream? How might you grow and expand if you allowed yourself to dare to believe in the impossible, making it possible first in your dreaming mind and then in the real world as you create it with the universe? Give in to the power of imagination, and soon your dream will become clearer. The steps will reveal themselves, and what was ephemeral will begin to coalesce into form. Dream it and be it. The spirit asks you to dare to dream big. So there you go. There is our cute little wizard lizard, who is dreaming of being a dragon. And there you go. There you go. CB says, oh, it's a cute one. You need to restart because the plot kind of escaped you. Gotcha. Okay, so reorganizing your brain, your information, that kind of stuff. Yes. I like it. All right. Let's go ahead and start a sprint because next door neighbor is using a leaf blower. Lizard Wizard is an amazing board game. Nice. Okay, so if you have already been working today, now is a great time to save your document. If not, now's a great time to pull up whatever document you think you're going to be working on. Hello, Keiko. How are you? Okay, so 1 is save or pull up a document. 2 is take a sip. Cheers. Keiko is sick. Oh no. I hope you feel better soon. 3 is to straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is making sure that if you need a break, take a break. So here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got 838 words. Let's take a look and see how many ideas I have to choose between. Again, I was collecting the different story notes that I had on my phone. View navigation pane. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10, but 1, 2, 3. 3 of those are just titles. So I really only have 7, unless I want to go on a whim. So, A Sanctuary of Witches and Death is the top one because it has a very fleshed out premise. One of the other ones that's more fleshed out in terms of world building, but I don't have a specific plot in mind for it. So yeah, so there's that. But anyway, so I got 839 words of 10 story ideas of what I can choose for story ideas. 838, and I also need to transfer this note for rotten mangoes because I did not look that up since Monday, so I need to do that still. Anyway, and of course I can always go back to Chimera Moon, which was honestly, it's on the board back here as my part of my I had intended to maybe go back to Chimera Moon this November because that seems to be like a pattern at this point. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what. So Chimera Moon at this point would be book 4, which I think is the Bear King. And when I say Bear King, it's because it's the King of Pentacles in the Shadowscapes deck, but he's a bear chimera. And so he's supposed to go wandering up to the north on the coastline where he's going to find another extension of the cult research labs and meet like a true chimera, like multiple animals in one instead of just one. And the children that she has rescued or is in the process of rescuing from the research lab. And so then they go off and establish a new sanctuary. I apparently like the word sanctuary also. So anyway, so I could go to Chimera Moon in that story. I could also be working on different story, different universe, Sanctuary of Witches and Death, religious cult. Again, I have a thing for cults. I don't know, sue me. I like the idea of secret societies and cults being the villains of things. And then, so they have a artifact that would allow them to track Death's avatar, and they want to do away with Death. Or I could do this other idea. But again, I have a world building. Like I have a world built for this third one, but I don't have a plot yet. So I could again, I could play around with some tarot cards, but we'll see. After I finish writing these notes down, I might do that. Anyway, Keiko is here, but is still not feeling great. Feeling better than yesterday, which is good. And Dragon Age launches tomorrow, so you're so happy. Yay. And also lots of fluids, lots of rest. Maz says, my partner bought me the game and the special box thing, but I'm not going to touch it until December because otherwise I won't do any writing. I hear that. I hear that. And also be careful to avoid spoilers. Gonna do your best. Yes. Wasn't there a book for storytelling with tarot cards? Yes. So there's a book called Tarot for Writers, which I find great. So here we go. Tarot for Writers. It's fantastic. And so you can so here's let's do this. Let's do a little mini thing. So 6 of Wands. Let's say you pulled the 6 of Wands. So you would look for what are the traditional key symbols, what they would mean, and then you would go over and look for keywords and see if there was any inspiration there. And then there's also writing prompts in there. So victory parade, movement of a crowd, hero's return, or street scene. So possibly that could inspire what you would have next. One of the ways that I have done it before, and this was several, I want to say maybe 2022. Oh, maybe 2022. I did a writing by the moon phase situation, and there's a video on that, and I kind of explained how to do it. But I like to have like a wheel of the year, and then I've written down sort of like times, using it also as a compass, that kind of stuff. So for Yule, for like straight up, if I pulled that one first, midnight, so it could be a night scene, could be winter. It's also, so it's associated with the element of earth, and it's also the northern direction. New moon, so greens and browns. So if you were searching for like, okay, well, what color hair does my character have, and you were doing like a round of like characters, so you would pull one that would be associated with your main character, and like, okay, so maybe brown hair, green eyes, or green hair, brown eyes, depending on your universe, where they come from. Maybe they come from up north, or maybe they come from like a rocky place. And so you go around and you just kind of like whatever's inspired. But you can also use like a plot diagram. So instead of a wheel, if you wanted to have a standard plot diagram, and lay it out, with pulling cards being inspired that way. So like, what's your setting? Pull a card, take a look at it. What's your setting based on that card? And so where you are inspired from. If you are doing a sci-fi, then you might want a deck that is also sci-fi, so you have a little bit more to go off of. If you were doing something that's like Victorian, Edwardian, steampunky, like the steampunk deck would be great for that. If you were doing something magical, one of the decks that has a more fantasy look to it, so D&D, or like any number of cards. But so that's just kind of how you can use them. But yeah, Tarot for Writers by Corinne Kinner is great. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's great. That was probably more than you wanted to hear, but there it is. So yeah, so I might be doing that for this other additional story, which I think maybe I will use the Lucid Dreamers deck for. Maybe I could use the Shadowscapes deck as well, but I feel like that one is now just like completely attached to the Chimera Moon world, because I've used that deck in particular for the Chimera Moon stories exclusively. So I feel like I shouldn't cross the decks somehow. But yeah. So yeah, so I would suggest Tarot for Writers, and then plot diagrams or wheels, something that will allow you to either plot or get character information depending on what it is that you're asking the cards to inspire. So do you have any quick tips on how you can best? Okay, there we go. So there I just went like bleh. at you. But yeah, so that's what that's essentially what I do. Is I lay the cards out in a particular way, and I'm sort of like trying to make questions. Usually I'm asking myself questions as I do it. So like, who's going to be my main character? Pull a card. If there's not a character on there, there might be something on there that I could take it from. So like there's not a character on there, but there are swords. So maybe this character is a soldier or a warrior of some sort. And especially with the gears, maybe they've been sort of like indoctrinated or brainwashed, sort of like to think a specific way. If I pull another one, like, oh, here's a character. Okay, and what does she have in her hand? She has a walking stick that is transforming into a sword. So between these two, this is my main character. This tells me her mentality, and this tells me who she is. So like I can do that kind of thing, and that's generally how I get inspired if I have zero clue, which is more often than not. They were Dragon Age tarot cards. Fun. Only in game. Okay. You worked on a horror drabble for submission to the 2025 Horror Drabble Anthology from Dragon Soul Press. Nice. Drabbles tend to involve a lot of priming. Yes, they do, because you have to make sure they are like down to the exact number that you want. Sort of like a literary bonsai tree. Yes. And Laura has some great takeaways for this kind of Laura Nettles. If you go to her channel, she's got some great takeaways for doing this kind of thing. And she started learning how to hone that from Sasha Black's The Anatomy of Prose, which is you can find it on Amazon, but it has both the book and the ebook and workbook if you want. So yeah. Covers for the codex entries in Dragon Age Inquisition. Ooh, that can be fun. Fun to look at, yes. Stacy says, maybe for a plot twist, have the cult be the good guys, right? Yeah, helping people get out of bad situations or something of the like. Yeah, because I do tend to put them in more antagonistic roles. I need a book study with this book. I will not do it on my own, but I so want to go through it. Through this. Wonder if your library would have it, or if your library could. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, should we do that? Should we do a tarot for writers, like chapter by chapter? I don't. We'll have to make sure to always link to where you can buy the official thing. Anyway, Keiko Sin's Heart. You have tarot cards. They play a prominent part in your current story, so you bought some decks to look through and pick out ideas for that. Yes. Yeah, I am by no means an expert, and I still haven't memorized all the cards, and sometimes, like, if I haven't used a particular deck in a while, I forget like what the associations for that particular deck are, that kind of thing. So yeah, I know I said last week I don't buy my own decks. I still don't, if they're to be used for actual tarot. Right. So if you're using them for creative inspiration, otherwise, fair enough. Yes. And you, Keiko's like, ooh, I like that idea. Yes. For RPG or writing, I buy my own. Yes, that's a nice way to work around it. Yes. You own the book. You just need people to hold me accountable, so I'll go through it. Gotcha. Trying to think, the front part of it is like how to read, some different spread ideas. So they've got ideas of like storylines and plots starting on 69. So like 3-card draw, beginning, middle, end, suggestions for that kind of stuff. 3-act spread. So you could do it for like the story beats if you wanted to do it that way. Writer's Celtic Cross, Tarot Journey. So if you want to do Fool's Journey, Hero's Journey, yeah, that kind of stuff. So it's Not terrible. It is the beginning of it is definitely, I don't want to say like fully academic, but it's kind of academic leaning for sure. So yeah, it can get a little dry. Lexus got 239 words and a dog walk during that sprint. Nice. Excellent. And also, I feel like I've been talking forever. So let's do another sprint. Yes, it says a bird. Okay. Okay, so second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something you want to promote, make sure you do so. So that'll be if you have YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, any of that kind of stuff that you want to share that is writing adjacent, please do so during this time. Otherwise, let's sprint. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I managed to get another 825, which brings my total for the session up to 1,663. I did go and find another one of my notebooks that had like plots and thoughts. And so fleshed out a couple of things. I have one that has like an entire outline, essentially. So I could do that as well. But I still think I would probably rather do one of the other three that I mentioned before. So I'm just going to put this in here as like a maybe for later. But yeah. So, how we doing? Funky came in with 8 minutes to go and said, I have 8 minutes to make coffee. So did you successfully make coffee in 8 minutes? Lexa says, I find it excruciating to write about my protagonist's mother abandoning them because she would put the child in more danger by staying. Yeah, unfortunately, it happens. And so that is a real emotion that that some people have been through, and some people have been the children, and some people have been the mother. So yeah, I can see why that would be excruciating to write about a very plausible situation. Maz has to go. Have fun. Excellent. CB says, I was fixing my outline. Good. Stacy has written over 1K today, so I am doing good. Yes. Yes, you are. Funky's like, it's fun being tortured by your characters, no? Right? Sometimes we torture them, sometimes they torture us. Your outline is ready to print, but your printer needs an ink change. Oh no! So you have to do that before you can print it. Gotcha. That's one of the reasons why I do love my laser printer, because I don't have to think about the ink. But it's just a black and white, so that is the drawback, is I cannot print in color, even though I occasionally would very, very much like to do so. Stace says, need to take a quick break to figure out how to make dinner, and then I'm going to get back to writing. Just finished. So no, you didn't make it in 8 minutes. Oh no. But at least you have coffee now. Kara is working on some journaling / thought exercises. Okay, great. Great. Also, again, that was second sprint, so self-promo. Make sure that you are subscribed and following to both my channel and the channels that you see often in the chats and those that you often go to their sprints. Make sure you are subscribed and supporting. So there is that. You're going to make an English roast, but you have no idea how to cook it properly. I don't either. I don't necessarily know what an English roast includes. I'm assuming meat and potatoes. But there could be some other things thrown in there. So I'm not real sure. Let's do a 25-minute. I'll bring us up to the top of the hour, and then we can discuss whether or not we want bonus sprints today. Let's see. All right. Keiko took a shower, got all your purple clothes ready for tomorrow because the new Dragon's Age color theme is purple. Fun. Love that. All right. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back. That posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Where am I now? I think I got about 400 words. But I also laid out a spread for the story that I had the world building for, but not for not the basic plot. Let's do the math though. 373. So I've hit the 2K, but just barely. But that's okay. Okay. So, and I'm choosing, there's one card that I flipped the opposite way of the way that it landed, because I was like, here where it is in the cycle, it needs to be upright rather than opposite. So anyway, if you want to, I don't know how to, maybe just take a picture and then have that on. Ignore my messy desk, y'all. Anyway, so this is essentially what I do is I lay out, I start with the middle, and then I start with the northmost, and then I go around, even though it looks like a grid at the moment. So yeah, so it's like the first question I asked is like, what is the plot of this about? And the judgment card came up. Is this going to focus? Yes. The judgment card came up and it was upright. So our characters are going to be on the precipice of good or bad when we begin. Then I pulled the King of Wands inverted. So we know that one of the main characters is impulsive, tyrant, not a great leader, vicious behavior. We're going to have to fix them. So here is our upside down King of Wands that needs to be fixed. And then what are we going to do with this character? Well, obviously, since he's upside down and needs to be fixed, he needs temperance. So she's going to offer something from her own chalice, her own life, to him, giving him the crown and the path forward. So she's going to be integral. Then we have the rejection, false start, delays, hesitations in the form of the Ace of Wands inverted. So an offering that may or may not be what our King of Wands wants. And then we have the Two of Cups inverted, which means that they are still being out of balance. So this is going to be a dramatic, full of drama story. Then we have the Three of Wands, behavior starting to fix. We're starting to see the potential, the rewards come in. We have an additional offering that is this time upright and therefore accepted. Then we have a tired, she was upside down. So we have this sort of like huntress character, perhaps the same character who is offering so much out of her own energy. So then we have this character upside down, meaning she's tired, she's exhausted, she's at the giving up point, which is fitting because we're near the end of the story, and that's probably her breaking point where she like has to make a choice in order to get to the lover position, in order for like both of them to make the choices, both of them to be healed, etc., as well as him having to make some choices in order to not have her give up entirely. So which is fitting for one of the but it's also very broad. I'm going to need some more details, so I might have to do some additional like rounds of this. But anyway, so this pull I think is fitting for the world building that I had done because I was playing around with the idea of Nephilim again. So having the first card be this was like, yeah, that fits. That fits. So that is where we are with that. So I wrote down some of the keywords and the imagery that popped out to me in terms of like how it's going to fit into the story. But I still like this is character arc information, but this is not necessarily external plot information. So now I've got to figure out, because this is essentially just the plot, the romantic plot, if you will. Now I need external plot. So I'm going to set these off to the side, except for maybe the judgment, because maybe the judgment has to stay, I think. But that's just how I like play with the cards in order to figure this stuff out. So, Oh no, starting compliance courses for work. Yeah, those are very dry and they take forever. But hey, you get paid for them, right? So, Lexus says she didn't. Okay, this is in terms of your characters. She didn't know how they would feel after noticing she was gone. It was happening right at the same moment as Valeria left the forest completely. Gotcha. CB is frustrated with the printer and wants to tear it apart. Keiko says, I've been trying since the beginning of the sprint to log into Discord, but it just is loading screen of doom. Gotcha. Okay, so Discord may or may not be down. If anybody else has tried and failed to log on to Discord, let us know. Lexi got 351 words. Lexus got 351 words that sprint. Excellent. Stay says, you're making it following a winter pot roast. Okay, this is the English pot roast. A winter pot roast recipe minus the fruit, which sounds great, but I don't have them. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to have to look it up because I don't know what goes in an English pot roast or a winter pot roast. So we got 0 words while struggling with the printer. Stacy didn't get as many words that sprint as you would have liked. Understand that. Yep. You're watching an auto-crit class on writing memoirs. Okay. Spunky's like, printers are my nemesis. Yeah, the recurring frustration I have with ours is that my mom and I have the same model of printer. And so on my computer, it tries to print, and it's like, which one of these do you want it to print to? And because it won't allow us to rename and have it stick. So it's like the model number, then the model number plus like copy 1, and then another one of the model number. And so I just always have to randomly kind of like, I hope this is the right one, print. Because sometimes it switches. And I swear I didn't do it. Anyway, Lexus C says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Lexus K says, hi, namesake. Yes. Finally functions. Yay. Okay, I'm glad you got into Discord. Excellent. Oh, boy. Yeah. Rachel's hugging the like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. And also, hello. Stacy's frustration with your current printer is that not everything will print to it, even though it is both Bluetooth and wireless. So does it need a computer connection, just a computer connection to function? Or is it just like sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't? Because that's one of the things is that when setting up, Like somehow it needed a computer connection. And so that was frustrating. I don't know. Funky is punching the like button. All right. Well, do y'all need an additional sprint? I feel like I can go one more shorter, like 25-ish minute sprint. So if you feel like another sprint, say yay. Otherwise, I'm just going to do the picture poll, which I should probably do anyway, because that way I won't forget it. We've been going all morning, so just getting into the writing mode. I hope everyone is doing good. And the best thing for fixing a printer is, of course, a Louisville Slugger. Yeah. It's an old printer, and some devices just don't connect properly, so I need to be able to do it from your computer. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, you have the same problem with yours. Yours refuses to print anything that's a PDF. Oh, but prints images just fine. Weird. Funky Heart agrees that a Louisville Slugger is the solution. Or solid green fist. Yes. CB says yay. Okay, CB is up for another sprint. Stacy would love another sprint as well. Gotcha. Okay. All right, let's do another sprint. Let's do a bonus sprint. Bonus. Do. Let's scroll this down to 25. Oh, so close. There we go. Okay. Again, I don't know how many words I'll get for this one because I think I'm going to do another round of external plot. That way I can kind of see what is what. Anyway, let's do this. So 1, save document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. You're learning about effective communications, which apparently means not calling someone, and you quote, a slimy little toad-faced liar. You know that's in there because somebody actually did that. And now I want to know who. I just want to know who. Who did it? Who necessitated that line is in the coursework? Anyway, let's do this. 1, save. 2, sip. 3, straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That was a bit better sprint. I got 707 words. Um, it still wasn't necessarily about the external plot, but it was more about another sort of like character arc, but for one of them specifically. So, somewhat helpful. There's a little bit of hints for the external plot, but like not a huge amount. So I may have to do again more rounds. But that's a decent amount of brainstorm tarot idea generation. Anyway, don't forget to vote in the picture poll because we need to do that in just a moment. Let's see. Rachel says you're listening to Enemy by Imagine Dragons for your next scene prep. Nice. I keep hearing, like, I keep running across different shorts for, I think it's Hailung. They apparently have a new song or a new album out, and I like the little snippets that I have heard, but I've not gone and listened to the whole thing. So, for whatever that's worth. This was CB threatened to throw your printer out the window, and Funky was like, "Did the printer object?" Keiko says, "Ooh, the Arcane opening song." I did not know that they wrote a song for Arcane. Apparently, no. Stacy's gotten over 2K today, so you were happy. Excellent. Still working on writing. You're actually getting close to finishing the story. Maybe in time to get back to your other story on the first. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. Funky is being taught security practices by a company that hired a North Korean hacker who worked for them for 4 months. Lovely. Keiko says, someone just posted a cover of Guns for Hire from Arcane, and you're going to go listen to that. Lexus K got 740 words in total. Nice. Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, so I started out intending to maybe work on A Sanctuary of Witches and Death, and that was probably, I spent some time on it, but not a whole lot. I think I spent more time on 2 of the other 3 possibilities. So there are 3 ones that are like my top for November of like what I'm going to do. The other 2 one has an outline, one has the building, and I'm working on the outline for in terms of like creating more of a plot. And then there's the Sanctuary of Witches and Death that just has the premise and no real outline, no real world building. So probably I'll go with the one that is got nothing at all and just like fly by the seat of my pants. But you know what? We'll see. Keiko said, I saw myself out of Discord because our little Dragon is niche. Someone prepared to start posting spoilers, so gotcha. Avoid it, yes. CB said, including the outline and the words you already wrote for Harry Potter and the Ultimate Betrayal, you have written 12,178 words, which is amazing. Rachel says, thanks for the sprints. You're welcome. And everybody have a good day. Excellent. You voted walk the plank. Okay, let's see what our consensus is. It will maybe eventually pop up for me. I might have to pop over to the live chat instead of the... Yep. Okay, so 42% of our main characters would join the pirates. 36% of our main characters would just steal the pirates' booty. 10% are tied for walk the plank to escape and to spy on them to collect evidence. So there you go. We have a bunch of pirates and thieves in our main characters, which is fine. It's fine. So there is our last picture poll of October. And I will have to create some new ones for November. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to save your projects. Don't forget to save your manuscripts, your outlines, your word trackers, all that good stuff. And make sure that you have fun. Stay hydrated, have fun, all the good stuff. All right. Bye.